Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with an update for my Panda palette. And it's crazy to think that we're almost halfway through the year already. I really feel like I haven't made the progress that I wanted to make, but yeah, it is what it is. I can only do as much as I can do. So let's take a look and see how I have been doing. Starting off with the Bourjois Smoky Eyes Trio. This one I've been working on for almost 2.5 years now. Let's take a quick look at what that one looked like last time. And I only have that one shade left that I am really working on at the moment. So yeah, my goal was to try and focus on this as much as possible. And this is where we are right now. Definitely think that it's moved, but it's definitely not moving as quickly as I would like it to. Considering that I still have other shades that I use in a similar manner as this one that I want to get through this year as well. Let's see. I start to feel the pressure a little bit with the middle of the year nearing, but like I said, it is what it is. I can only do so much. I have used this one 18 times over the last month. Now I did film my previous update a little bit late and I felt really good about that one, but that was partly because I filmed it late, and because of that I didn't have as much time to work on it throughout this month. It is the 2nd of June as I'm filming this. Yeah, and the progress feels disappointing to me, but I feel like that's more because I made more progress last month because I had more time as well, if that makes sense. But 18 uses bring me to a total of 131, and it's moving. That's the only thing I can do with this one at the moment, and hopefully it will be done. Like 2 months ago I was still hoping I could finish this by like the middle of the year. I know when I look at it now that's not gonna happen, but let's see. Then we have my Amuse palette. Let's take a quick look at what that one looked like last time. This one I've been working on for almost 1.5 years at this point. And I was hoping to hit, or basically finish up everything that was left on the one side of the gray shade and just make some nice progress on the blue and the red. Now this is where we are right now. Pretty sure I already hit pan on that blush the last time and it just did not move since then, it seems like. Anyway, let's go through them one by one. The gray shade, I was hoping to finish this one off, but because we're getting warmer weather, I just don't feel like darkening up my outer corner as much every single time. It's not like I'm wearing the lightest look out there already anyway with that medium brown in my crease as a transition-y shade, which isn't really a transition shade. Maybe it's a bit on the dark side for it, but yeah, so this one I have used 7 times over the last month, so it's not like I barely used it compared to those 18 on the brown shade, but not enough to finish off like this part right here. I do see potential to do that next time though, so let's see if I can do that. Then the red shade I have used 7 times as well over the last month. I've used it sometimes on my lid with the yellow shade on like the inner part, but I've also started to use this as kind of like a fading out shade for the brown in that other palette, kind of just to warm things up a little bit more when I felt like things were going a bit too cool tones in comparison to what I was actually feeling. So I've used it in 2 different ways, which I haven't really done a whole lot before, so that is kind of nice. The gray shade actually I've used 89 times in total now, and for the red shade I've used it 52 times in total with those 7 additional uses. Then the blue shade, like when I'm wearing something like this, it's very easy to pair the blue with it because it already has some more cool tones in it. And there even is like some sort of like orangey browny shade in here. So combining cooler tones with a bit of warmth actually works quite well with the dress that I'm wearing at the moment, for example. But I don't know if I said that, I've used it 5 times over the last month, which once again isn't amazing, but it is what it is. I also still had to catch up on my Panda's eyeshadows after I came back from New York, and yeah, I just didn't really get to this as much as I thought or hoped I would. So that's it for the eyeshadows. The blush, what did I say? The blue shade I've used 41 times in total now. I don't think I said that yet. We're at the end of a work day. The weekend is starting, my head is in weekend mode, I guess. So the blush I have used, let's see, what is it, 11 times over the last month for a total of 225 now. And I would have definitely expected that with 11 more uses that pan would have been a bit more apparent, but it's not. It's just the way it is. I'm just hoping that at a certain point all of a sudden it starts moving like crazy. But I have a feeling that this might be around until the end of the year. And I know that at the start of this year I showed you guys a blush palette with the idea of working on that somewhere this year, but I'm not seeing it happen at this point when I look at that. But at least it gives me a bit more time to work on these other shades in it, and it won't just be one blush in an eyeshadow palette that I was working on at some point. So yeah, it is what it is. Then we have my Catrice This Season's Must Have palette that I rolled in this year. Let's take a look at what that one looked like last time. And for this one, since I'm really trying to get some use out of that other palette, my main focus is on that champagne shade, just to make sure that I'm making some sort of progress on this palette as well. I don't know. Yeah, those two shades are taking me a lot longer to get through than I thought they would. But this is where we are with this one right now. My goal was to try and finish off the whole corner of that champagne shade, but I think again, based on my progress from last month, I got a bit overconfident and set goals that I couldn't actually reach because I didn't have as much time as I felt like I had. But let's talk through the shades. The burgundy eggplant, whatever you want to call it, type of shade I have used once, and that brings me a total of 37 uses on that one. That one was the most unused shade in this palette when I started. Definitely still needs a good bit of work, but I've got that gray shade in my other palette that gets more of my focus when I do want a dark shade. But every now and then this just is the better fit because I want it to be a bit more warm toned, and a gray is just not going to make anything warm toned, of course. This shade works better in those cases, so that's that one use. The gray shade I have not touched this month because I'm focusing on other things. This is very likely going to be a mostly transition shade for me because it is more like basically all matte. It seems to have a slight shimmer, but when you put it in your eyes there is not really any shimmer at all. And I'm trying to finish off that brown shade, and that's just where all my attention is going at the moment. Then the champagne shade I have used 18 times, just like the medium brown shade. Those are the two that I basically use in every single look that I do. And well, I've made some nice progress. I'm really close to hitting side pan at the top here right now, and then I can start working myself to the corner. My paper is falling on the floor. So yeah, I've made okay progress. I was hoping for more, but I'm happy enough. I know I will be able to finish this one in the next like 3-ish months or something, so I'm not worried about that shade at all. And yeah, that's that one. Then the teal shade I did not use last month either. So those two are the only ones that I really didn't touch out of everything, which actually isn't too bad. But I'm aware that I still have a lot of work to do here at the same time. Now, since my paper fell on the floor, can I actually see? I have 122 uses in total on this champagne shade right now. And considering these two are the same size, I really need to get working on this one if I want to get to finishing it off by the end of the year. But we'll see how that all goes. That is my progress. Now, goals for next time. Full on focus on this guy. I want this out ASAP. I'm just gonna try and use it in pretty much every single eye look that I do. For this one, I want to definitely finish off like what's left in this gray shade right here. And I want more uses than just what I had, like the 7 to 5 on the red and the blue. I don't want to focus in on either one of them specifically because like most of the time I feel warm toned, but sometimes I feel like the blue works, and whenever it works I just want to throw it in, but I don't want to force myself to have like either a warm toned or a cool toned look every single day. So I'm just going to use them whenever I feel like it, but make sure that when I'm not focusing on Panda's eyeshadows or anything else, one of these two is on my lid at the very least. Which I kind of did last month as well, because I've got 12 uses on that in total. I've done my makeup 18 times if I look at how many times I use the champagne and the brown shade, so it's not too bad, but yeah. And then for this one, yeah, like I said, I want to finish off the corner right here, get as far with that as I possibly can, and then start working my way to the other side. We'll see how I will do on that. And again, not too many other goals for here for now. Yeah, let's make some proper progress on those other shades a little bit first. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.